Well, here we are. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, because by the time you see this video, it'll be late in the evening, but it could be good morning depending on where you are in the world. So good morning, good afternoon, whatever, wherever you are. It is Tuesday. It's about 10 o'clock. We're fixing to take off to work. I know it's a little late, but the feller that we're going to work for, he's like 90 something and he's got some health problems, and so he likes to sleep in a little bit, so we don't want to wake him up. We've been trying to do this same job since Friday when we gave you an update on that, and we were talking about going to work. Well, we were actually planning on it. We planned on it yesterday.
I had a little problem.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to the little problem here in a little bit, but figured we'd do a little log in the morning and kind of show you where we're at and what we're bringing today for work. And we've got some bushes to do, and we've got some tree trimming to do. I think I got a couple pine limbs to cut, and I've got this one crazy wild, I believe it's an oak tree.
Yeah.
Some sort of oak tree. It's got a bunch of low-hanging limbs, and when I mow the yard, it kind of gets in the way, and he done told me to go full rain whatever I want to do with it to make it better for myself. So we're gonna get that taken care of for him and get the bushes trimmed and stuff like that. This man's, I think he said he's what, 90 years old?
90 or 91.
91 years old, and he just stopped doing his own yard like 2 years ago. He's got a lot of landscape flower beds and a lot of bushes and different things. It's actually a pretty cool yard. It's a little aggravating to mow, but it's a nice yard nonetheless. And it amazes me that the man was able to do it for that long. He's been taking care of his yard for like 50 years, which is a long time to be taking care of one place. But anyway, we've got a few things that y'all have probably not seen on the channel. They've kind of been hiding and we've not really shown them. We're going to start off and show you Jeff's stuff first. A couple saws, one of which that I built for him, and he loves it here. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So without further ado, here we go. He's gonna pick her up, show her off. You can kind of see what he did, kind of guess what it is. So
It's very sneaky.
yeah,
If you look right here, you can
kind of see a little bit of what we did. The muffler's not as pretty on that one, but
It's not a beauty queen, but it runs pretty good. We'll run it some today and let y'all see it.
it's got a little 18-inch bar he ordered.
Yeah, I've never used one of those bars. You see them on eBay, so it's a new experience. I don't suspect that it'll last forever because it wasn't expensive at all.
I think you paid like $20 for the bar and chain combo or something.
Yeah, extremely cheap.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is a kind of a hodgepodge hybrid hybrid saw. I took a 340 and turned it into basically a 346. It's got an aftermarket cylinder on it. I think the cylinder and stuff was like $40. You can see it's hiding in there. Hides in there nicely. So it runs pretty good. And he's got his vintage.
This one here is kind of special.
Vintage today. You can see it oils nicely. We just had to retune it because it hadn't been out and running a while.
Yeah. Andrew found me that saw.
Yeah, I found this for him. He had been wanting one of these. He had been wanting something in the little 2 series saws like this, and we run across this little 42 special here. This is actually just a 42. This is not a special. It's, as you can see, it's in really nice shape. Got it for a smoking deal.
It's a little dirty right now.
We had to drive a good little ways to get it, but it was more than worth it. He's talking about selling it, but I keep telling him he shouldn't, just because of how hard they are to find. Because you can see.
I looked up, the side cover that was on it was busted a little bit. It still worked, but it's a busted place down here.
And the chain brake flag was missing.
And I found this one think, how much was it, Andrew?
Like $30-something on eBay or
Yeah,
$40.
with the original sticker still on it.
I told him, he's like, what do you think? And I was like, dude, if you found one, buy it. Don't hesitate, because the parts for these are hard to find. These are like the 288s and stuff. They run a 2-piece ignition system. You got your pickup coil down here, and then you've got your igniter is what I call it, or ignition module up here that the spark plug wire comes off of and runs to the thing, just like a 281 or 288. These little saws are the same in that aspect, because you know, y'all have seen I have a 246 and a 242. I actually have two 246s and a 242. Jeff looked up and found this 42. I told him if he didn't buy it, I was going to buy it just for the collection.
I got paid $135
Or something like that for it.
And we put a fuel line in it, and I changed it from spur sprocket to rim sprocket.
And he had to fix the recoil when we got it.
Yeah, the recoil. I think that was it.
It had a different handle on it. We put a Husqvarna handle on it and fixed the recoil, and I believe we put a new rope in it too. Other than that, it's working chain brake. Everything works on it. It's a cool old saw. And then
The only
last
thing that doesn't work, operator presence.
operator presence is a little bit. It's probably just a spring or something in there. It's no big deal really, but to be as old as it is, it's in really good shape. And I think we found out the year too. I think it's what year did we say it was? It was a 80.
It's an 86.
86. Yeah, that's right.
It is. And
So-
I'm a huge fan of 80s. Anything 80s.
Jeff was born in '88.
Guys, I play 80s guitar. I love 80s music.
Yeah, he does play guitar. We got to get him playing. Well,
Yeah.
we got to get him playing one day.
Yeah, I gotta get some new stuff. When I do, I'll play for y'all. I've been doing that about 15 years.
He's learned a lot. He's wanting to teach me how to do it. So,
But anything 80s, four-wheelers, dirt bikes,
yeah, we all love that stuff.
so
Tell him about your secret. It's hiding. Your little
yeah, I think I'm just gonna show them to it when we go get it.
We're gonna show 'em?
Let Andrew ride it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to keep that a secret for now.
Well,
Can't give away all our secrets.
well, it's just an old four-wheeler.
We can't give away all our secrets.
Just an old four-wheeler. It's a little bit special.
Yeah.
I've done some work to it too.
Yeah, it's I've seen pictures of it. It's sweet. But anyway, last but not least, we got my secret that I've been hiding from you. Yes, I have two of these. This is not the same one that's in the video. This is a different one. They're both new edition, as you can see, because they have the primer bulb, which makes them both 50 cc's. And yes, this one's OEM. Now, it wasn't before when I first bought it. It had a generic Chinese cylinder on it. But I didn't want it to be that way. This was my first 346. And it had been in a box at Bellhoppers for quite some time because I neglected buying the parts needed to fix it. And finally I got off my tail end and bought the parts, and well, did a little weight reduction on it. The last thing I need is I got to get a clip for it. As you can see, it's missing, but other than that, it's not in bad shape. It's a little dirty, but this all ain't got but about a tank of gas through it, so it's still fresh.
It runs strong though.
And it's an OEM cylinder hiding in there. OEM 346 cylinder. Nice little muffler mod. I wanted to come out a little farther with it because I wanted it to come out past everything, and it still clears the chain brake. It's you know, pretty much right where I wanted it to be.
I want one of those as well, but I want the old edition.
Yeah, she's all OEM. You're gonna get to see how it runs today. So fresh hand filed chain. You should be proud of me. I learned how to file chains finally. Not doing too bad.
I'm working on it.
Rakers might need to be touched a little bit. It's stock chain, but it's still stock. That was the first filing. I filed it from stock to what it is now. So hopefully it'll cut better. We'll see how it does. And I love these bars, by the way. There's these little Samiras. These are lighter than standard bars, even though this is not a light bar. And they last a long time. You really can't beat them. It's nice, looks good on that saw, I think. But yeah, Jeff wants an old edition 346. He's probably going to replace that with the old edition 346.
I gotta have everything old.
Yeah.
Weird like that guy.
Yeah, this one here is 50 cc's. That one's 50 cc's now because of he bought an aftermarket new edition cylinder, but the one that he's wanting is it's 45 cc's, I believe, or 46. So it doesn't have the primer bulb or none of that stuff like that one does, and it doesn't have the gray side cover. It's all orange. It looks a little different than those, but like I said, this is not the same saw. This one is you know, it's had my touch. It seems to run pretty good. The other one's probably going to get my touch eventually too, but it was never been touched, and it's a clean saw, so we kind of haven't really touched it yet. But
hey guys, while I got you here, I've been thinking about something. I got something here in the building that I don't really need anymore, and I need to know from you guys if you know anybody out there that is less fortunate and really needs a saw, really needs a firewood saw, or just really needs a saw in general and doesn't have any money to afford one. I've got one in here that I can get going, and I will send it to whoever needs it for just the shipping cost.
so you heard that, guys. He's willing to help someone out. If someone needs a saw, we don't want nobody, you know, who's just saw hogging to get it. We'd like somebody to get it.
It's 55.
It's a Husky 55 that I built. It's got a Meteor piston in an OEM cylinder, muffler mod, nothing special. It ain't ported or anything. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but
It does have a base gasket delete and a muffler mod. It's got a lot of compression.
Meteor
So
piston.
whoever gets it,
Yeah,
better have a strong arm, because it's kind of hard to pull.
yeah,
It runs good though.
it's not a bad saw.
It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but I'd be willing to help somebody out with it. I don't need it. It's just gonna sit here.
Yeah, well,
I just feel like helping somebody.
well, you heard that, guys. He's willing to help someone out, so if somebody needs it, put down in the comments and let us know and where they are, and if we can get together and kind of figure something out for shipping, then we'll get somebody taken care of. And we're still working on the giveaways. I've been talking to Bellhopper about it, and we've kind of come up with an idea, but he's got to run it by Nick Pixel and kind of see what we can do with it, because I think I've come up with a better solution to be able to do the giveaway. So as soon as I figure something out, we'll let you know on that. But that's the updates for this morning. This is where we're at. This is the arsenal for the day. Hopefully everything works out. Like I said, this saw's only had a tank of gas. This one's not been running a while, and that one's been pretty good to us. So it's not been running a while either, but we're going to see how everything goes.
I just hope the weather holds out.
Yeah, let's hope the weather holds out too, because yesterday we didn't get to do anything because of rain and whatnot. But Sunday we had a little issue. Like I said,
Really a little issue.
well, it's kind of a big issue, but we'll get into that later and kind of explain that a little more, because we're getting on about 13 minutes now. So we got to get rolling. We're gonna go get us a little breakfast, load everything up here, and we'll bring you back in a little while and show you what we're dealing with, and bring you along with it today, because I got the tripod and everything, so we should be set up for today, and you should be able to see what's going on. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Had a little ride out here to get here, but we got us a little breakfast. We stopped at Bohonjali's and got us a steak biscuit this morning. Neither one of us had ate since yesterday, around 1 o'clock, because we got home kind of late from Bellhoppers last night, getting some maintenance done and whatnot. But we're here on site. Jeff just got fueled up on the 42, and I'm gonna get the 346 fueled up here. And I saw up a couple of limbs we just cut.
I'm gonna go over here and get mine warmed up, bud.
Yeah, that's fine. Go on. Well, we're gonna get everything fueled up here. And we'll get back on it here. Nice little bit of 40 to 1 in here. Good and full. Gotta get this saw cleaned up. She's kind of dirty. First time out cutting oak, and it's cut a little bit of pine and everything else. It's kind of dirty, but it's a work tool. There she goes. Alrighty, get you step back here a little bit and we'll get this puppy fired up. This all makes quick work of things. Jeff's little 42 is running good. You probably can't hear it over this loud thing. Makes quick work of these limbs. This is what we're dealing with. It's not pretty. The cuts aren't, but you know, we didn't really have any other way. I didn't really want to be on a ladder to cut this couple of limbs, so we just used that pole saw right there. And if you've ever used one of those, that's a shoulder working machine right there. That's a workout. I cut the big one to the left, Jeff cut the one overhead there, and then we both kind of cut the other two to the right of the tree here. The weight of them pretty much just carried them out. Like I say, it's not pretty, but it saves from having to get up in it for just a couple little limbs that was hanging over the driveway here. But there's our next project.
It's gonna be, let's walk over there and look at that.
That we're gonna be tackling. We got a bunch of low-hanging limbs to cut on this crazy tree. There's other stuff in front of it, so it's really hard to get a good view of it. this crazy tree right here.
Gonna be some pretty good sized limbs on
We
it.
got a bunch of these that are kind of in the way of grass cutting. Some are hanging over the road. A bunch of those over there, you can see how low they are. But you know, we're kind of slowly getting everything whipped into shape. Try to keep the beds maintained as much as we can. We don't really get paid to do a whole bunch of landscape work here. We mainly get paid to mow, but he wanted us to take care of these limbs and everything. And then we've got some bushes to take care of over on that side of the house. But
Some around back.
this is a beautiful tree.
It's almost a shame to cut on it, but it's just really in the way.
It's some sort of pin oak or something, I believe. I'm not 100% sure what this is.
It's like pin oak leaves.
Kind of looks like pin oak leaves of some sort. I know there's a bunch of different kinds of pin oaks. This is what we're going to be tackling here. We got a good many to cut, so it's going to take some time to get everything squared away. But anyway, we're going to get set up here, and we're going to get some of this over here cleaned up, and then we're going to get started on this, and we'll bring you back for that. So see you in a minute. Alrighty, we're going to get some brush unloaded.
Pickup truck.
Yeah. Mini strips. Work smarter, not harder, guys. You got some mechanical advantage, use it. Take advantage of it.
Save you in the long run.
Get a lot more done in a day without getting tired.
Started a pile, guys. We'll have a pretty good pile by the time we're done.
Get you a little bit different view over here.
All those oak limbs, it'd be a pretty good bike.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, just a little water. Nice little pile of brush there. We got, wasn't quite a whole pickup load. There's still a little room in the front, but for the most,
Probably saved herself about a half hour
Yeah, probably at least a
walking it.
half
Back
hour or
here.
more walking back and forth. But while we got you here, go ahead and show you what else we got to do. All this stuff right here, he's wanting gone because it's way overgrown, as you can see. We got some ivy growing up the house. We got to get rid of that too. It's all over the heat and air unit. There's more of this on the other side.
Going down to the ground.
Yep. And if you come around here, we got some azaleas that are half the house here. You can see the house level. This is a single level house and it's half the house. And then right here we got
Take them down to about somewhere right in here.
or a little lower maybe.
Something like that. Well,
He wants them pretty low, so we're gonna take them
see
down.
what it looks like.
See what we get, but we got a tree growing in the middle of it of some sort. And it comes way out to here. We can't even really hardly get a lawnmower through here to mow because we do all this mowing. We're scheduled.
I can get mine through here, but I have to put it in the bush.
Yeah, Jeff's got a 48 and it fits in there. My 52 is just about too wide to go. We got a tree that's pretty much as tall as the house to cut and a good bit of other stuff here. But you can see some more of the landscape he's got going on.
Lots of beds.
Lots of beds and stuff, and a lot of stuff. We're slowly trying to get it whipped into shape on the weed eating and everything, and getting beds refined, but it takes a lot, especially when it's just a bi-weekly mow. But he's got this beautiful grass.
I mean, it's a nice layout. It's just
Yeah, beautiful grass.
a lot of.
He called this
This is
mama centipede grass.
centipede. There you go.
My mind went blank for a minute, but it's beautiful centipede grass. And I've learned a good bit about this grass from mowing several yards with it. I've learned that centipede doesn't grow very good in the early season. Centipede for some reason grows better when it's hot. I don't understand why, but that's a good thing, I guess, because we've had problems last year with drought and it getting hot and losing grass, losing yards. And this one here is done really, really well. I almost wish we could mow it every week, but
What it really needs to look.
it needs a weekly mowing.
Want it to look like.
This was mowed not this past Friday, but the Friday before, and it's going to get cut this coming Friday. It'll be nice once all these limbs are out of the way. But yeah, Jeff's right. That's what it really needs to be looking good.
Yeah, to look really, really good.
That's what it really needs to look great.
I really wish that all our yards were centipede because both our mowers mow centipede very well.
Yeah, they do. Both of our yards mow really well. They like this centipede. I got freshly sharpened blades as of yesterday, so we're going to see how well they do on nice centipede. Both very large yards that we mow. This one and the one next door to it. Both very, very large yards. It takes us just mowing with a 52 and a 48 mowing these 2 yards. It's
About an hour.
about an hour of just straight mowing and then probably another hour of weeding to mow both of these. It's a good bit.
We always do these really early in the morning. I bet you can guess why.
Yeah, we always hit them early in the morning because here's more of it. We mow all the way out to the tree line, all the way out to that building, all the way out to the tree line, way out there if we can get it to focus. There we go.
And that yard over there.
And the yard next door.
They're sort of hooked together in a way.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, you know, what we're able to do with it. But we'll come around here to the other side and show you more. It's kind of a mess. It's all grown up on the porch and everything
Let's
else.
take them around this way.
It's all grown up. We can get it taken care of here. This is kind of what we deal with.
I'm thinking once we do this, he'll probably want us to maybe do some other stuff.
Hopefully.
The tree there is dead.
Yeah, that is dead. Needs to go. Might talk him into letting us cut it. Some of these cedar limbs need to go.
Yeah, because these, I run into these because I mow this part.
This is one of our cedars. This is, for cedars here, this is where we're at. This cedar here is fairly large.
Pretty good size.
A lot of our cedars don't get very big. And a lot of cedars got cut years ago for fence posts because cedar doesn't really rot. It takes a long time for it to anyway, and people used to use it for fence posts.
That and locust.
Locust trees, yeah. Locust is really hard,
We've
but
had experience with those too. Those are fun. Those have thorns on them.
locusts have thorns on them. They're awesome trees. They make dang good firewood. But this is what we deal with. More cedar trees for privacy. A lot of people use them for people that plant them. A lot of people use them for privacy, but there's different types of cedars. Well, this one's a little different from those.
Actually, these here, if I'm not mistaken,
Those are junipers.
Andrew, those are Leland cypresses.
Or Leland cypress. Well,
They all look, I mean, pretty much basically.
yeah, and a blue juniper looks pretty similar too, except the only way you can really distinguish a blue juniper is it'll have a little bit of blue spot.
Well, and the way the foliage is, you see how this is kind of thin?
Yep.
If you look at that over there, like if we were to walk over there, it's
Yep.
a lot thicker.
They're a little different, but on the blue junipers, you'll see a little bit of blue in here on these.
I get stained on me. They bust on my arms and I have
Yep.
purple and blue stains all over me.
Yep. Still learning. Sometimes I wish I'd have went to school for plants instead of automotive.
Yeah, I've got a really good friend of mine that I've known forever. He went to university for horticulture, and
Yeah.
he can just stand and
Point.
that's this and that's this and that's that.
See, I want to be like that.
And
I know a good bit, but I don't know enough. Can never know enough.
this is the other yard we mow, and it goes.
Yeah, this is the other yard, another house we mow. You've actually seen a little bit of this yard. You just probably ain't never seen this side of it.
Actually, the 660, Roger 660. This is his mother's house.
Yep. Roger, we was telling you about, this is his mother's house. The big steel that we just filmed. Do a good bit of mowing on this. It's a good bit of property, guys. But we're gonna stop this off and get us something to drink and take a little breather, and then we're gonna come back and start on the other. So we'll be back again. Well, we were gonna take y'all along a little bit for the limb cutting, but unfortunately, as always, it's raining again. So we're kind of hiding under the canopy so I don't get my phone wet here. Not really getting wet underneath this, but I was gonna bring you along and at least show you the progress of where we're at right now. I've got a few already on the ground, as you can see. This one was rotted. Somebody had already cut on that one before, so we went ahead and took it because a lot of these under here aren't getting sunlight, so they're dying out anyway. Just trying to get it where we can mow and kind of clean it up around underneath. Pretty much what we can reach. We're still not done there. I'm probably going to take a couple of more. Probably take that one. And we still got more on this side to take, but I'm trying to get stuff out of my way. Trying to stay safe about it so we don't trip and fall or anything. All about safety, guys. Try to be safe. 346 is running pretty dang good. Pretty happy with it so far. You'll get to see it in action a little more. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's raining. It's a steady rain. It's enough to wet the ground and wet the road. So trying to keep the phone dry. It's kind of sort of waterproof, but I don't really want to test it, so try not to test it unless we have to. But this is where we're at right now. We're gonna get some limbs drug and keep on rolling here. And if the weather forbids, we'll try to bring you back and get you some more on what we're doing. Maybe try to let you see us cut some limbs and whatnot, but we're gonna get some of them drug out here. So bring you back in a little bit. Still getting it done, folks, even in the rain. That's dedication right there. That's what I call that. We are tired of dealing with the rain, so we're just gonna work in the rain. It's a nice steady rain. It's a nice steady rain. It's not too bad, but we're getting things done here. Nice little pile of limbs coming along. I think we finally got a decent little tune on the 42. Seems to be running pretty good. We're probably gonna have one here in a few minutes. It's got a pretty big limb to cut thus far. Still got a good bit more to cut.
But that's what it's good for, is stuff like this. I normally use 543, but it gets ran a lot, so.
Yeah. Well, you own them, you got to keep them in rotation. Can't let them sit forever. It's part of being a saw collector. Being able to run them all.
I've got down now to where I don't have. I've got enough where I can keep them in rotation and keep them all going, I think.
Yeah.
I've got a 380 CD that I'm gonna try to get fixed one of these days once we get over the big hump that we have now. Now, we might as well. You guys notice we're driving Andrew's truck today. We normally drive mine, but we had an issue. We believe that
We were driving down the highway the other day, pulling the lawnmowers, going to Bellhoppers to do some maintenance. This was actually Sunday when this happened. And we were about 35 minutes or so into the trip, maybe 40 minutes. I mean, we were literally probably 15, 20 minutes from our destination. And, you know, we were cruising along, highway speed, 65 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, made a funny sound, sounded like a flat tire. We started losing power and started getting where we could pull off to the side of the road, and we started pulling off, and no sooner than we did, I took my foot off the gas after we'd slowed down, and she died, and it made a horrible ticking sound when it did. Had plenty of oil in it. But the Hemis, 5.7 Hemis are prone to dropping valve seats out of the exhaust valves, and they've got some valve train issues. It usually happens when they start getting some miles on them, around 100 and anywhere from 120 to 140,000 miles. Funny thing was, the truck had just rolled over to 136,000 miles, and then not even a half mile later is when it did it. Needless to say, the motor's stuck right now. It probably either dropped a valve seat or dropped a valve or both. We're not 100% sure yet because we haven't had it torn apart or haven't had anybody look at it yet.
probably gonna need a set of heads, I imagine.
Yeah, they're aluminum heads, and I'm sure whatever dropped in there chewed them up, so it's probably messed the heads up, unfortunately.
So, needless to say, Jeff was not very happy.
Neither one of us were very happy because we were on the side
I'm
of the...
still not happy. It's still on my mind, and
We're just trying to make the best of it, guys.
But
Yeah.
you know, you can't get so upset about something that it, you know, incapacitates you.
Exactly.
You know,
We've been dealing with rain, bad weather, not being able to work, and we've been fighting that. And then all of a sudden, you know, the truck too. So, you know, it's a big discouragement. I'm not gonna lie, it's a big discouragement for the both of us. But we're just fortunate to be able to be here and still be working, guys, and we're not letting it get us down too much. We're staying focused, keeping our mind right, trying to, and working hard. That's still get out here and get our sweat on, and
it'll get fixed.
yeah, we're still gonna still getting our sweat on, still getting out here and still getting it done, guys. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Jeff's a little discouraged, and he has every right to be, but
Well, and I knew that the Hemis were prone to that. I mean, I'd already done my research, so it's not that much of a shock, really. But, you know, it could have happened to anything. I still love Dodges. I'll still own another Dodge. I'll still own this one for a while.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try to get me a first gen.
He wants a first gen
diesel.
12 valve Cummins. So we're gonna walk back around here gradually now that you've been updated on everything that's going on. And now you know why we're driving my truck. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a truck so bad, in case something happened like this, where we could still be able to work and still be able to make money and get it done. That's what it's all about, because can't do but so much, guys. Got to have backups for your backups. That's what we try to do. That's why we got backups for everything, really. We got backup saws, obviously. We got backup weed eaters, backup leaf blowers, backups for the backups. In this business, you never know. You just got to be prepared. Even though we can fix a lot of things as well as perform the work too, sometimes.
And really, honestly, if we had to, we could probably fix my truck.
Yeah, we could probably fix it. I went to school for Mopar for quite some time, as y'all know and stuff. You know, if it comes down to it, we'll just end up trying to fix the truck ourselves. But trying to find the time right now is just not in it, so we're trying to find somebody who will get it done. So we'll keep you updated on that as we go on with Jeff's truck, and you know, we'll keep you updated on it, and as soon as we know stuff, and we'll go from there.
I'm fortunate to have the means to be able to get it fixed.
Yeah, which
I'm thankful for.
Yeah, we found a way to get her going, so hopefully if everything works out, hopefully we're going to hear something by this evening about maybe trying to get it fixed. So we're just going to wait and see and hope for the best. That's all we can do. Keep working, keep our head on straight, and dig deep. That's all we can do. Not letting this weather get us down, and we're not letting that get us down. So, you know, trying to keep y'all updated on what's going on with our lives. You know, this is a lot of big things happening. This is all real.
I mean, this is our life.
Livelihoods, man.
This is what it is.
Yep. We just still smile and still try to be happy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna get a little more done here, and we're gonna probably let Jeff cut a couple limbs. That way he gets to do a little cutting too on some of the other stuff. I know y'all really haven't seen me doing a whole lot of cutting, which I promise I have been. I ain't been making Jeff do it all. It's just
easier for me to buck it.
It's easier for him to buck a lot of it. And I didn't have the tripod set up no more because of the rain, but
and it's still raining pretty good.
It's still raining pretty good right now, so we're just kind of hiding.
We just kind of do what we've been doing and
just keep you updated here and there. Period.